All right, here we go. Welcome to Wauzeka Steuben High School. We get you ready for sectional final girls basketball here this afternoon, as it is the number 1 seed Wauzeka Steuben Hornets coming in at 16-3 overall. They won the Ridge and Valley Conference, head coach by Ben McCulloch, going up against the Assumption Royals, 13-8 overall, and they tied for first in the Marywood South, head coach by Ryan Klein. Good evening, or good afternoon, everyone. Stu Maves alongside Dan Ross, Kevin Bargander, Jason Zaleski, and Vinny Villarreal here from Wauzeka Steuben. And again, a lot of people a number of months ago didn't really think that we would even be at a point where we'd be able to be at a sectional final, but we're here. It's going to be a dandy. Wauzeka Steuben and Assumption. Winner heads to lacrosse next week. It is again, Wauzeka Steuben coming in 16-3 overall, the number 1 seed in this sectional, knocking off Highland 59-50 on Thursday right here at Wauzeka Steuben. And Maddie Richmond leading the way with 16 points, as she has done all year. The leading scorer on the team, nearly 20 points a game, and the junior getting it done for the Hornets this year.
Yeah, these two teams tied for the number 1 seed at the sectional seeding meeting. Wauzeka won in the second vote, or however it works. So these two teams should be pretty evenly matched, especially when compared to the other teams in the sectional. Yep. I think everybody expected this matchup, and we got it.
Yeah, it's going to be a dandy, as the Wauzeka Steuben Hornets again 16-3. They started 11-0 this year. Obviously, winners of 4 in a row. Winning their final game of the regular season and 3 to get to this point. A team that shoots 37% from beyond the arc and ripping down nearly 39 rebounds per game. The Assumption Royals going to have their work cut out for them as they come 3 hours down here to Wauzeka Steuben, handing Independence a nice loss on Thursday, 63-49. And Emily Bone getting the job done down low with 22 points. And really taking advantage of her height advantage, much like she'll have here this afternoon against Wauzeka Steuben, with their tallest player coming in at 5'10", going up against Jess Grunhofer at 5'10" and Emily Bone at 6'4".
Yeah, so these two teams obviously contrast in styles, right? Wauzeka Steuben is going to be scrappy. They are going to be up and down the floor as much as they can. Assumption wants to get it into a half-court game where they're able to pound the post with the 6'4", 6-foot, high-low looks, and kick out to guards, and having Ayanara being able to drive in. Now, Assumption hasn't played a road game in a very long time. It has been well over a month.
Yep.
I think 5, maybe 6 weeks since the last road game. And I know that is on the minds of the coaching staff, at least. But Assumption does have some really nice wins on the road this year, including their last one at Auburndale, who's also playing in a sectional final today.
Yeah, over at Bangor, as the Eagles look to make it to state. As Dan just alluded to, they haven't been on the road since that win, I believe January 15th, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
And so right before their second quarantine of the year. But again, should be a good one here this afternoon in a nice tight-knit gymnasium, dark gymnasium. We'll see how and if that might play a factor here this afternoon, as should be a good one. We'll hear from our friends over at Chili Implement, come back with our national anthem starting lineups. Girls sectional final, Wauzeka Steuben Assumption. Back to Wauzeka after this.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,000. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Your local Kubota dealer is Chili Implement, located 1 mile north of Highway 10 in Chili.
All right, welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben. Assumption looking back to get back to state for the first time since 2016. Wauzeka Steuben playing in their first sectional final in school history here tonight, as the starting lineup is just about to be underway, just about to be announced, as again Wauzeka and Assumption. As just gonna guess, starting lineups here for the Assumption Royals: 5'3" senior number 14 Sammy Nelson, 5'5" sophomore number 24 Kristen Casey, 5'4" junior number 30 Ayanara Santos, 5'10" senior number 32 Jesse Grundhofer, and in the middle 6'4" senior number 54 Emily Bone. Again, it goes Nelson, Casey, Sansirosas, Grundhofer, and Bone. For the Wauzeka Steuben Hornets, get them in just a moment, as you see Jesse Grundhofer and our Zaleski Sports Player of the Game in their win over Independence, Emily Bone. For Wauzeka Steuben, the Hornets, head coached by Ben McCulloch here in this sectional final. 5'5" junior is what I have. 5'7" junior Jada Ralph. Gabby Groom, a 5'3" senior. 5'3" senior Peyton Mindom. 5'10" junior Mackenzie Olson, 5'10" junior, and 5'4" junior number 24 Maddie Richmond. Richmond, Olson, Mindom, Groom, and Ralph. Dan, any final thoughts before we get this one inbounded to start the game?
I would say you can't ever trust the programs, because I am all of 5'6" and I was 6'0" on the basketball program. But yeah, I'm excited to get underway. Real happy that we're able to bring this to everybody today.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in here this afternoon. Sectional final action. Wauzeka Steuben to start with it, working from left to right as you watch on your screen. Swings it around to the left side. That is Mindom. Looking down low, back to the top to Ralph. Jada had a nice game on Thursday. Swings it back around. Three-pointer top of the key, way off. Emily Bone with a nice rebound. And the pressure put on momentarily. And then Ayanara swings it up to Kristen Casey. Down to Jesse Grundhofer. Back over to Sansi Rosas. One-hand pass over to Sammy Nelson. Thought about it. Sammy hit a nice three in the second half. Another line drive pass to Grundhofer. She gets double team, throws it up. Can't get it to go. Bone hits the floor, and Jesse Grundhofer will go to line for two. Good hustle by Jess on the opening possession.
Yeah, if Wauzeka is going to really bang inside, they're going to have to make this one and done every time down. Gotta block out. Gotta box out.
Jada Ralph picks up her first. Grundhofer's first one rims out. Coming in 61% on the year. Just quiet in their sectional semifinal, but with the help of Ayanara and Emily Bone, she didn't need to be a whole lot of presence as the Royals on top. First lead, first points on the board. Richmond has it, swings it around to Ralph. Back over to Richmond. Right side, over to Gabby Groom. Jada Ralph turns 15-foot line, back over to Ralph. Just able to get out of the lane was Mackenzie Olson. Ralph with it, down back to Olson. Olson working on Bone. Emily's got to be smart here with the foul trouble she has had this season. Throws it over the head, just able to bring it down was Groom. Line drive pass to Olson and out of bounds. And Coach McCulloch telling his girls just settle down a little bit as the nerves for both sides showing early on. Kristen Casey to inbound, pressure put on by Wauzeka Steuben. Sammy Nelson crossed the timeline, nearly poked away there by Groom. And resets the offense for Ayanara. Kristen Casey back over to Sansi Rosas. Kristen Casey double teaming Emily Bone, fronting her with Richmond. Making this Royals perimeter defense or offense work. Bone picks up her dribble, gets triple teamed over to Nelson. Sansi Rosas three-pointer, left short, offense rebound, Emily Bone, right hand up and in. Great positioning by Emily Bone, and it's 3-0 Royals. Richmond has it along the sidelines, picks up her dribble, swings it around to Jada Ralph, left side. Again, Royals fell behind early, 13-2 in their loss, or in their win against Independence. That one's left short and taken away by Wauzeka Steuben. Jess Grunhofer just unable to bring it down. Long three, Richmond rattles it in. Maddie Richmond for three.
She was 4 feet behind the arc.
Ayanara with it, dribbling out. She gets quadruple teamed. Emily Bowen over to Sammy Nelson. Nelson steps into a three, knocks it down, Sammy Nelson. Big three for the senior, and a 6-3 Royals answering right back, 15.5 to go. Skips it down, looking to Olsen. Back over to Richmond, near the E of Hornets on the far side. Three-pointer left corner, back bracket. Nelson comes away with the rebound. A lot of contact. Long three for Richmond again. Left way short. Jada Ralph with the rebound. Blocked by Bone. Blocked by Grunhofer, and she traveled with it out of bounds.
That was a heat check.
Yeah, near the volleyball line
Yeah.
for Richmond. Getting you some nice camera angles. Vinny Villarreal here helping us out. Down to Grunhofer. Left, right hand up and in. Counted and one. Jesse Grunhofer to line for +1. Beautiful pass.
Yeah, I don't think Wauzeka's going to be able to press.
Yeah. The ball movement for Assumption all year has been phenomenal. Eyes up. The and one for Grunhofer is good. 8-3 Royals. Richmond with it, working on Sansi Rosas. One-handed pass, swings it around, right hand, left short. Just the presence you saw it in the game against Independence, the presence. And Euro step, can't get it to go, but a foul on Richmond. And INR will go to line for free throws. Again, if you, and I don't want to put anything against any other coaching staff, but if you watch film, you're going to know INR on a fast break is going to Euro step you into the middle and then with the left hand, and she drew the foul on Richmond on that one. INR's first free throw rattles in. Izzy Youngworth, Kayla Kirkman check in. 10-3 Royals. 14:49 to go. If you're Coach Klein, Coach Jaglinski, and Coach Pultz, you can't ask for a much better start coming off of a long bus ride. And it's 11-3 Royals. Jada Ralph with it, back over to Richmond. Richmond just a junior, over 1,000 points in her career. And over the head and out of bounds. Back to the Royals, 14:41 to go. And you said Wauzeka can't pressure, they're not. And now Assumption doing what they have been doing all year, putting the pressure on and forcing turnovers against the opposition. Grunhofer kicks it over to Kayla Kirkman, down to Emily Bone, gets double teamed, blocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Royals.
It's a good athletic block.
Yeah. Richmond, a fantastic athlete. Izzy Youngworth inbound, baseline left to our right. Ayanara with it between the legs and dribbles out of it. Bone passes it off to Ayanara. Ayanara back over to Jesse Grunhofer, goes baseline, back over to Emily Bone. Bone skips it across Ayanara. Kayla Kirkman thought about it, good closeout. Ayanara all the way left hand, couldn't quite get it to go, and rebounded by Gabby Groom.
A good defensive set that time by the Hornets.
Swings it back over to Mindham. Goes baseline, skips it all the way over to Ralph. Ralph kicks it back over to Richmond. She's open. She launches a three and knocks it down. 6 for Richmond, and it's 11-6 with 13:45 to go. Kirkman with it. Again, double teaming the post every chance, or every time it goes to the wings. And that one's going to be knocked away. Richmond comes away with the steal, and she pushes up to Jada Ralph, and she's going to get fouled and go to line for two. Good pass up there by Maddie Richmond.
Yeah, I think once Wauzeka is able to just calm down a little bit and really get into the flow of the game, that they're going to be able to get fast break opportunities like we just saw.
13:32 to go, 11-6. Royals on top. First one for Ralph is good. 8 seniors on this Hornets team. 4 for the Royals. Ralph to the line, just a 5'7" junior. The second one is good. Regan Kramer checked in during that last free throw as well. 32 for Wauzeka Steuben. Jesse Grundhofer has it. Back over to Kendall Dillman, checked in for Ionara. Again, double teaming Emily Bone and Jesse Grundhofer every time. Skips it all the way over to Jess on the right wing. Kayla Kirkman back to Izzy Youngworth, top of the key. She lets the three fly off the mark. And fought for and taken by Richmond.
Good box out. Contested Emily underneath.
Richmond swings it around. Left side, picks up her dribble, skips it all the way across. Riley Groom as well, number 40 for the Hornets checked in. Right baseline. Too much of a closeout there. Can't get that one to go. And off the foot of Richmond, or excuse me, not Richmond. That's Kramer, and out of bounds for the Royals. 12:50 to go first half, 11-8 Royals. Jumped out to a quick lead. Kendall Dillon with it and throws it into the hands of Groom. Kramer with it now. Pressure in the backcourt. And Kramer comes away with it. Richmond now. Richmond all the way to the rim. Swings it back around. Three-pointer left way short. Offense rebound up and partially blocked on the three-point attempt, but will go back to the line for two more free throws. Will be Gabby Groom.
And talking to the staff helping us this morning here at Wauzeka Steuben, you really got the sense that this was the biggest game in the program's history. And there's a lot of expectations that come with that. And we see Wauzeka kind of working through that right now, right? Some jitters, some nerves early on. It was a 7-8 point game. Now it's 2, maybe 1. Wauzeka's right back in this.
12:25 to go. Again, first ever sectional final for the Hornets in school history. Second one off the mark. And Groom comes away with the rebound. Blocked by Bone. And somebody's going to have to come back to Emily.
And Ionara's not on the floor.
Yep. Kendall Dillman retrieves it, hands it off to Kayla Kirkman. She goes baseline into Jesse Grundhofer. Grundhofer left hand, good strong take for Jess and lays it in. 13-9, 12 minutes to go first half. Over the top, Ralph got it poked away and out of bounds, staying with the Hornets.
That's a tough call.
Malia Colo checks in for the first time for Emily Bone.
So Assumption going small now.
5'8" Colo, 5'10" Grundhofer. Groom with it. Nearly threw it in the hands of Kayla Kirkman. Kayla's been very good on the defensive end. Richmond steps back and off the mark. Weak side rebounds, out of bounds, staying with the Hornets.
And watching Wauzeka on film, and I haven't seen them in person, obviously.
Yep.
It's quite a trip for us. They throw that skip pass quite a bit over zones, so you have a lot of 25, 30-foot passes.
Yep. And staying with the Hornets. 11:44 to go. Smooth moving first half. Richmond with it, gets double team, dribbles right through it. Three-pointer left side off the mark. Another offense rebound, just throws it up there, can't get it to go. Right hand up and in. Offense rebounds big so far here tonight for the Hornets. Dillman with it, down to Malia Colo, gets double team, back over to Kendall. Three-pointer lets it fly. Freshman can't get it to go. Jesse Grundhofer gets it ripped out of her hands. Izzy Youngworth comes away with it. Kirkman down to Grundhofer, gets double teamed, left hand, throws it up there. Hacked, no call. Malia Colo tried for it. Richmond with it. Jada Ralph swings it around to the right side to Groom. Skips it into Groom, and she took an extra step, and a jump ball will be called, and it'll go back to the Royals. 11 minutes to go as Lindsay Udaholven checks in. Ionara, Kristen Casey check back in for the Royals. Jesse Grundhofer taking a breather. First 7 minutes gone by. Royals up 13-11. Ionara back with it on the left side. Again, winner heads to lacrosse next week for a state tournament. Ionara over to Kayla Kirkman on the right baseline. Back over to Kristen Casey. Ionara left wing. Gets a screen from Colo all the way left hand, and she'll go to line for two. Good job by Ionara Sanzirosas.
Looked like the help defense was just a step slow.
Team foul number 4.
And one thing that we're seeing, especially from the Assumption side, is they're turning into traffic in the lane instead of trying to create some space to get easy shots.
INR's first free throw off the mark. And I mean, with that, the Wauzeka Steuben defense all in the lane, making sure that Emily Bowen and Jessie Grundhofer don't go get too many easy opportunities, as Emily Bowen with the offense rebound on the free throw, and she'll go back to the line for 2. Team foul number 5 on the Hornets.
Yeah, she is 6'4",
Yeah.
but you have to put a body on her.
Yep.
Have to.
Bowen's first one is left short. 13-11, 10:36 to go. Second foul there on Regan Kramer for Wauzeka Steuben. Royals 3 made free throws, number 4 there for Emily Bowen. She's got 3, and it's 14-11. Good crowd here in Wauzeka Steuben. Down low and out of bounds. Good help side defense by Kristen Casey, and Royals back with it. 10:28 to go. 14-11. Ionara with it. 2-3 zone. Kristen Casey over to Kayla Kirkman. Down to Malia Colo. Colo back over to Kristen Casey. Off the hands of Groom. Ionara all the way. She's going to get it ripped out of her hands. And Richmond has it up. Going to take it all the way. Right hand. And we'll go to the line for 2. Again, the out of bounds here at Wauzeka Steuben very short. And Richmond will draw the foul and go to the line.
That's why they put the mat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 girls just go hard into it and bounced off, got up. It's working.
Richmond with 2 early 3-pointers. Looking to get her team within a point. First one is good for the 5'5" junior. Grundhofer checks it back in for Malia.
Yeah, Assumption going big again. Definitely look better with their 2 bigs on the floor.
Morgan Herta checked in for Steuben, Wauzeka Steuben. 1-point game, 10 minutes to go here in the first half, 14-13. And no timeouts taken by either side yet. Kayla Kirkman with it, over to Jessie Grundhofer in the left baseline. Ionara corrals it, over to Kristen Casey. Casey over to Kirkman. She lets the 3 fly high, arcing 3 halfway down. Offensive rebound, Ionara can't get it to go. Fought for. Emily Bowen will go, and she'll go to the line for 2. Another good play by Emily Bowen.
Again, if she's boxed out, it's an offensive foul,
Yep.
right? But Wauzeka's having a hard time finding her inside the 2-3 zone on shot attempts.
Bowen will go to the line for 2. Team foul number 6 already for the Hornets. And we saw Emily's first free throw didn't look good. The second one was better, and then the third one left way short. Bowen's second one up, and it is good. Rolls in there. 15-13, Royals on top. Wauzeka Steuben looking to tie it up here. Right side goes Herta. Back over to Groom, kicks it all the way back over. Goes baseline, and blocked by Bowen, and she's going to get called for a foul. Tough call against Emily Bowen.
Yeah, must have got her with the body. Kind of hard for us to see because we're not up real high today, right? So we have to see through 3-4 bodies.
Udelhoven to the line for 2 free throws. First one off the mark. 5'4" senior. Ralph checks back in, as well as Mackenzie Olson. 9.5 to go. First half. Sectional final here in Wauzeka Steuben. Second one is up, and it is good. 15-14, INR with it on the right wing. Sansi Rosas swings it over to Kristen Casey, back over to Kayla Kirkman, down to Jessie Grundhofer. Casey with it over to Ionara. She's left open, 3-pointer left short. Offense rebound, Kayla Kirkman. She got bodied and will go to the line for 2.
Again, it is the weak side from where the shooter's shooting. It's the weak side rebounding and boxing out that the Hornets are struggling with right now. And a lot of times those 3-pointers go long.
Yep.
So pretty easy to see where the ball's going to come out, and Assumption's just beating them to the spot right now.
Walewski picked up the foul. Kirkman rattles in the free throw as Emily Bone will check out for Sammy Nelson. Good minutes for Emily Bone here in the first half. Kirkman doesn't shoot a lot of free throws, but perfect from the line. 2 for 2. She was pretty good in the JV squad as well. That's where I assume Coach Klein wanted her to get her confidence back shooting. And Ionara picks up the foul in the backcourt. 9:05 to go.
That's a bad foul. She needs to understand that she already has 1. Now 2, now she might be sitting for the next 4 or 5 minutes.
As Emily Bone will check in for Ionara. 17-14. Ralph with it now, across the timeline left to right. Swings it back around. Man-to-man defense for the Assumption Royals. Kirkman lunge down to Mackenzie Olson. She tried the up and under. Pull-up jumper for Gabby Groom. Can't get it to go. Offense rebound. Emily Bone hands straight up and out of bounds. He'll stay with the Hornets.
Yeah, and if I'm Wauzeka and Assumption's playing us man, we need to go at Emily Bone. Yep. Get a foul or 2 on her.
Already 1 on the senior. Jada Ralph with it. Kicks it over to, there's a 3 right side. Yuta Holven can't get it to go. Offense rebound. Step through and got it to roll in. Gabby Groom with a nice offense rebound. 17-16, 8.5 to go. Kristen Casey with it on the right wing. Back over to Sammy Nelson. Nelson over to Casey. Jesse Grundhofer left wing 3-pointer and knocks it down. Big 3-pointer for the Royals.
A big shot. Very confident stroke.
Picks up her dribble over to Ralph. Ralph got it poked away by Kristen Casey, and she's going to get called for the foul, and Coach Klein can't believe it. Team foul number 6 on the Royals. As checking back in, Peyton Mindham, as well as Riley Groom, as that's Kristen Casey's 2nd foul.
The fouls are starting to mount both sides.
And that one got thrown away. Kayla Kirkman comes away with it. And she'll pull up, can't get it to go, and fought for. Ball's on the ground, still fought for, comes up with it. And Coach McCulloch will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here as we hear from our friends over at Rapid Sheet Metal. Nobody enjoys being without comfort, even more so on the coldest time of the year. When your furnace is giving you trouble, give the pros at Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling a call. For furnace service in Wisconsin Rapids, we'll be there rapidly to figure out and take care of the trouble, and we'll get the comfort working again rapidly. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling at 715-301-0256 and visit online at rapidsheetmetal.com. First time out taken of the game on either side, and another nice steal. Kayla Kirkman just unable to finish, and Coach McCulloch just able to take that timeout in time for the Hornets. 8 minutes to go. Say the second quarter now, as it used to be. Jada Ralph with it. Poked away by Izzy Youngworth and out of bounds. He'll stay with the Hornets as Iz was looking to the official, make sure there wasn't a foul called on her. Mackenzie Olson has post position on Emily Bowen. Now looking down to her. Picked up her dribble, down to Olson. 15-foot line, swings it back around the left side, down to Olson and poked away by Emily Bowen. Izzy Youngworth with it now, across the timeline, Jesse Grundhofer. Grundhofer over to Izzy Youngworth. She lets the 3 fly right side, left short, and rebound nicely there by Gabby Groom. Pushed it up to Jada Ralph. Ralph with it, top of the key. Swings it back around, nearly poked away by Kayla Kirkman, down to Mackenzie Olson. Back around to Groom. Line drive pass to Jada Ralph. She lets the 3 fly way off the mark. As she looks to the bench after that shot. It was a bad pass to begin with. Kayla Kirkman with it. Swings around to Izzy Youngworth. Youngworth down to Bowen. She spins and is going to get called for the travel. 7:03 to go in the first half. 20-16 Royals.
Coach Klein's animated tonight. I love it.
Haven't seen him like this in quite a while.
It's been a while.
I talked to my wife a little bit about it, and I mean, new daughter at home this year, and might be a little different for Coach Klein. Mackenzie Olson with it on the right side, blocked by Bone, rebounded by Kirkman. Izzy Youngworth on it with it on the right side. Youngworth picks up her dribble. Emily Bone with it. Line drive pass to Jessie Grundhofer. Left hand. Got it to go. Nice move by Jessie Grundhofer. 6-point lead for the Royals.
Yeah.
And a foul on Kayla Kirkman. And now bonus free throws the rest of the way for both sides.
Just a little bit too much body. You can't go through the offensive player to get to the ball.
Haven't seen, speaking of, haven't seen Maddie Richmond in a while. She just checks in as the Jada Ralph checked out as that last pass that went through her hands, hitting her abdominal area, and she checks out holding her abdominal area. Make sure she's all right. First one for Groom is good. 22-17, Royals on top. 6:33 to go, first half. 14 total fouls. Second one is off the mark and off the leg of Grundhofer, and it will stay with the Hornets. 6:31 to go. Again, did a good job against the Indies on Thursday, as there's a travel on the Hornets. 22-17, 6:28 to go. Ionara checked back in for the Royals after the free throw. San Rosas with it. Back over to Sammy Nelson. Through the hands of Jessie Grundhofer, and it's going to be over and back. A tough break for Jessie Grundhofer. 6:19 to go. Jess has had a nice first half offensively. And don't forget, stick around for our Wisconsin River Orthopedics halftime show. I have an opportunity to talk to, or hear from Coach goodness gracious, Dr. Dillman. There might have been an extra step there. Emily Bone comes away with the rebound and pushes Mackenzie Olson out of the way. Ionara with it, getting a screen from Emily Bone. Hands it back off to Sammy Nelson. Back over to Ionara. Sansi Rosas just a little hesitant on the release. Emily Bone lost control, and she's going to get called for a jump ball, and it'll go back to the Hornets. Turnover on the Royals.
Yep, good weak side defense. The ball went to the post, and Assumption is turning towards the lane each time, and Wauzeka has started to understand that, getting an extra defender on the weak side to come grab the ball or to knock the ball away.
Wauzeka led at halftime against Highland 29-25 at halftime on Thursday, outscoring them 30-25 in the second half. Richmond pull up three, and nothing but air for the junior, and it'll go back to the Royals. And after those first couple possessions that Assumption got easy baskets against the press, Wauzeka Steuben has not pressed since then, with 5.5 to go in the first half. Sammy Nelson lets a three fly right corner. Got it again! Sammy Nelson for three. 25-17, Royals on top.
Yeah, that's the real problem. When you pack it in so tight, it's hard to close out on shooters. And Assumption's made a couple of them.
And Izzy Youngworth comes with the steal, hands it off to Ionara. 5 minutes to go. San Rosas over to Sammy Nelson. Back over to Ionara. Top of the key. Dribbling through. Floater, and she's going to draw the foul and go back to the line for 2 free throws. Ionara hasn't made a shot yet, but she's gone to the line. Now this is going to be her fifth and sixth time as Emily Bone mask comes off, and Coach Jaglinski they'll get a new one for Emily in just a moment. As Coach Klein could just use a timeout right now. Malia Cola will check in for Emily Bone. Ionara to the line for 2 free throws with 4:52 to go. That's something we saw against the boys game, Westfield. Assumption and Westfield we saw. Westfield had just a whole shipment of masks on the sidelines just in case it were to happen. Ionara to the line for a second one. 10-point lead for the Royals. Under 5 minutes to go. Maddie Richmond with it. Skips it over to Gabby Groom. And that was going to be poked out of bounds. 4:44 to go, 27-17 here in the sectional final from Wauzeka Steuben. Assumption and Wauzeka Steuben. Richmond working on Sammy Nelson. Sammy did a phenomenal job against Zy Connor on Thursday night. Getting into her head. Good pass down to Ralph. Right hand up and in. Jada Ralph for 2. Ionara pushing up quickly for the Royals.
Yeah, it's just different without Emily out there.
Yep. Sammy Nelson on the left wing. Swings it over to Ionara. Back over to Izzy Youngworth. Youngworth back to Sancy Rosas. Top of the key. Playing at 1 o'clock, Wauzeka Steuben boys have a regional final here later on tonight. Ionara with it on the left baseline. 4 minutes to go. And that is one issue with not having neutral sights as Ionara misses. That one's poked out of bounds by Richmond. And the official had to make sure he pointed the right way. It was off of Maddie Richmond and back to the Royals. 3:56 to go as Emily Bowen checks back in from Malia Colo. Coach Klein will take a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back to Wauzeka Steuben after this.
When you want to win, you look for an expert. When you want an expert to look after your vehicle, you do the same. Sherrill Tire and Service Center will treat you with respect and remove the stress and anxiety of having your vehicle serviced or repaired. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you understand what you need.
Sherrill Tire and Service, get your car done right.
Welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben as Coach Klein and the Royals take timeout number 1 here in the sectional final. Get things set up. Emily Bowen back into the game. Bowen with it on the right baseline. Youngworth back over to Grundhofer. Three-pointer right side, too strong. Chasing it down is Kendall Dillman, and stepping out of bounds was Groom, and they'll stay with the Royals in no man's corner over there in the front court.
Both these coaches are really working the officials. If the officials came in here expecting a nice, easy game, they're not getting it.
Sammy Nelson with it at the top of the key. Over to Izzy Youngworth. Kendall Dillman back over to Youngworth. Down to Grundhofer. Grundhofer to Dillman. Gets into the lane, kicks out to Sammy Nelson. She steps into a 2 off the mark and rebounded by Richmond. Richmond with it. Bodied a little bit there by Dillman. Maddie swings it to the left side. Working on Groom. Back over to Ralph. Ralph with it. Nice pink top shoes. Back over to Yuta Holven. And a little acting there by Yuta Holven, but she'll draw the foul and go to the line. 3:12 to go as Kayla Kirkman will check back in for the Royals. 1-1 coming up for Lizzie. Nelson picks up her first foul. Second one for Yuta Holden is no good. Rebounded by Kayla Kirkman. Up to Youngworth, just able to get that ball down on the dribble before she took that extra step. Kayla Kirkman over to Kendall Dillman. Dillman on the left side, over to Kirkman. Down low to Emily Bowen, gets double team. Line drive pass to Dillman, way off the mark, rebounded by Richmond. Maddie averaging about 8 rebounds a game. Down to good pass down to Mackenzie Olsen, over to Jada Ralph. Got a lot of contact, physical game here. Pull-up jumper for Richmond, left way short. Emily Bowen comes away with the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball. It'll stay with the Royals. As Peyton Mindham checks back in.
This game was smooth sailing for a while, and it has gotten a little bit sloppy, a little bit chippy the last couple of minutes.
2.5 to go. Youngworth over to Kirkman. Kirkman back over to Dillman. Bowen and Grundhofer just staying put on that right block area. Out of bounds back to the Royals. Checking back in, Regan Kramer. Regan's got 2 fouls. 2:21 to go. Right into Emily Bowen. Left hand for Emily. Can't get it to go. Offense rebound. She gets hacked and will go back to the line.
Yeah, so kind of a nondescript out-of-bounds play there. Assumption brought the far wing over underneath the basket to make sure that the underneath part of the zone, somebody had to go out there and isolated Emily underneath. It was going to be a basket or a foul.
Emily's first one high. Arcing free throw is good. That's 3 on Regan Kramer, who just checked back in right before that play. 28-19, 2:17 to go. Second one is good. Bowen 4 for 6 from the line in the first half. Richmond with it, just crossed the timeline, swings it over to Groom. Assumption back into their 2-3 zone. They have been for last couple of possessions. Ralph with it. Kirkman had an opportunity, smartly didn't lunge with it. 2-minute warning here in the first half. Richmond with it, swings it around to Jada Ralph. Ralph down low, good pass. Pull-up jumper for Gabby Groom and knocks it down. Gabby for 2 more. She's got 8 here in the first half. Izzy Youngworth with it, picks up her dribble. Over to Emily Bowen on the right baseline. Skips it all the way across over to Jesse Grundhofer. Kayla Kirkman over to Kendall Dillman. Dillman picks up her dribble. Over to Jesse Grundhofer, left wing. Emily Bowen over to Kayla Kirkman. Kirkman back into Bowen, gets bumped. Left hand for Emily Bowen is in. 31-21, 1:15 to go. Right near the center line. Over to Groom as she can't come away with it. They do. Grundhofer up to Kirkman. Kirkman up to Dillman. Dillman back to Kirkman. Kirkman steps in. She can't get it to go. Blocked from behind, and Richmond comes away with the rebound. Gabby Groom with it. Gabby Groom pushed it to Richmond. Richmond goes baseline. Floater. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Emily Bowen. Up to Kendall Dillman. Dillman comes away with it, and she'll take a step, and she'll go to line for 2. Coach Klein excited for his freshman to possibly get an and 1 there. Nice job by Kendall to regain possession and push it up for the Royals. 43.5 seconds to go. Kendall's first one is off the back bracket, no good. Royals scored 33 in the first half against Independence. As Mackenzie Olsen, I believe, checked back in. The white on yellow is tough to see at times, or the yellow on white, especially in a dark gym like we've got here, as Kendall Dillman hits the bottom of the net. 11-point lead for the Royals. Richmond with it, up to Gabby Groom on the right side, down to Mackenzie Olsen through her hands. The Hornets able to corral it. Richmond left open, 3-pointer left side, and knocks it down.
Yeah, Assumption had to over-rotate a little bit there as the ball was loose, and Richmond was able to get a good look from the outside, and she definitely hit it.
Coach Klein takes a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here with 22.5 seconds to go as we hear from our friends over at Drexler Transport. Drexler has flatbed driving opportunities that pay you a 5-cent per mile premium over van. At Drexler Transport, drivers are always home for the requested time off. Drexler Transport is a family-oriented company that treats you like family. Visit DrexlerTransport.com to apply today. 32-24 Royals. Taking a look down at Coach Klein and the Assumption Royals. This is about the time they had the ball in the first half to end the first half against Independence. They called a timeout with about 18 seconds left and drew up a play and were able to get some points before half, which turned out to be some momentum creators going into that second half against the Indies. See what they drew up here for the Royals. Youngworth with it on the right wing.
The corner.
Kirkman down to Grundhofer. Grundhofer back to Kirkman. 3-pointer right side off the mark. Poked away by Dillman and out of bounds. They'll go back to the Hornets. As Udaholven, not Udaholven, that is Mindham checks back in.
Yeah, you would have liked to have seen Assumption hold it for the last shot, because now the Hornets have a shot to have momentum into
as backcourt violation on Richmond. They'll go back to the Royals with 5 seconds left.
It was tough to see if she had both feet in the ball across, but she must have.
Yep. Official staring right at it down that half-court line. Youngworth to Grundhofer. Grundhofer down to Bowen. Bowen right hand up and in. And the Royals take a 10-point lead into halftime here in the sectional final from Wauzeka Steuben. Another fantastic half for the Royals. We'll be back. We'll hear from Dr. Dillman and be back to get you ready for half number 2 here from Wauzeka Steuben. Back after this.
Why am I an orthopedic surgeon? It's a great question. It was nothing I planned. I actually am a Spanish major. Went back to school and became a physical therapist. That was okay, but I decided to go back to school and become the surgeon. I think the biggest thing when you're talking to the patient is if you can relate to them, number one. Number two is if you can teach them what the problem is. If you can teach them what the problem is, they're going to do fine. They're going to learn what it is, they're going to figure out how to fix it, and then they're going to adapt. There's days when things don't work out and things are harder than others, but clearly you're here for one reason and you're not here for you. You're here for the patient that comes in. Healthcare is kind of like going to the supper club in Wisconsin. You always feel like you need to travel to get a better Friday fish fry or to get the prime rib on Saturday, but really here we have everything under the same roof. We have everything within a hospital that, quite frankly, is rated in the top 2 hospitals in the state for joint replacements. We have hospitals coming to us to ask how we do joint replacements, how we solve the problem, how we get patients motivated and moving with very low risk and very low complication rates. And our outcomes are much better.
Experience choice at Mid-State Technical College. Experience your choice to learn with small, in-person classes, online classes, and innovative technology classes. Your choice of school to career or career to career support. Your choice to get started here and transfer as a junior to all UW colleges or with an associate degree in one of our 60 in-demand programs. Experience choice at Mid-State Technical College. Get started at mstc.edu.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Jason Zaleski here to tell you that Hewitt's Meat has you covered with simple, easy, and free home delivery. Residents of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin get free. That's right, free delivery on every order from Hewitt'sMeats.com. Choose from bratwurst, wieners, bacon, jerky, sausage, cheeses, ham, snack sticks, gift boxes, and even the popular grillers. With over 50 flavors of bratwurst, Hewitt's Meat with free delivery will please your entire family. Visit the store in Tomahawk, Marshfield, or Hewitt's Meat on Facebook today.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,000. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Your local Kubota dealer is Chili Implement, located 1 mile north of Highway 10 in Chile. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben High School for the Fleet Farm Halftime Show. Is your vehicle ready for winter weather? Fleet Farm has everything from wiper blades, batteries, auto chemicals, even snow tires, and it's all at low fleet prices. Stay safe on the road this winter with Fleet Farm.
Go through some first half scoring here from Wauzeka Steuben. We'll start with the Assumption Royals. Sammy Nelson with 6, 2 big three-pointers for the senior. Kayla Kirkman, 2 free throws. She's got a pair of points. Ionar Sancerosas with 4. She was in early foul trouble. Jessie Grundhofer with 11. Kendall Dillman with 1. And Emily Bone with 10 in the first half. For the Wauzeka Steuben Hornets, Jada Ralph with 4. Lizzie Udehoven with 1, Gabby Groom with 8, and Maddie Richmond with 11. The Hornets 7 for 11 from the free throw line in the first half.
63%.
Look at that. So we got you around, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. Royals hits 13 free throws in the first half. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. How about 13 of 18?
That one I am less sure of, but it's about 70%.
Yeah, so Royals getting to the free throw line, getting the job done. Other games going on around the state. We'll go through them here. In the girls' side, Hudson hosting Hortonville. That's quite the trip for Hortonville. Kimberly and Germantown, Arrowhead and Verona area, Franklin and DSHA. Auburndale up 26-25 at halftime over Bangor. Good to see for the Lady Eagles. Rice Lake and Onalaska, Notre Dame and Freedom, Reedsburg and McFarland, New Berlin and Pius. With Blackhawk 34, Albany 18 over in Blackhawk. Division III, Aquinas and St. Croix Falls. Amherst is at Westfield. Marshall is at Lake Mills. Howard's Grove hosting Oostburg. Division IV, Phillips and Fall Creek. Mishicot and Randolph. Bangor and Auburndale. Mineral Point and Fenimore. Prairie Farm and McDonald Central. Three Lakes, Athens, and then Blackhawk and Albany. Other games going on at Zaleski Sports tonight. We got Neilsville Stratford boys, Columbus Catholic, and Port Edwards boys in the regional finals on Zaleski Sports. So, Dan, that first half, the Royals jumped out quick. Assumption jumped out quick. Wauzeka Steuben fought back, and Assumption was able to stretch it out a little bit right before halftime and have that 10-point lead going into the locker room.
Yeah, one of the really interesting things that we see at sectional finals is our teams that don't see each other very often. We had to drive 3 hours or 2.5 hours. Further for me, I had an extra hour onto it, right? The sun was barely up. I was traveling to a girls' basketball game. So one of the things that's really interesting is who's going to exert their will on the other team, right? Wauzeka likes to go up and down a little bit more. Assumption's okay playing that way, but the bread and butter for the Royals is to pound the ball inside, get the ball inside to Emily, get it inside to Graunhofer so that they can score at the rim, kick outside for threes. And that's exactly what we're seeing. I don't want to say that this is an Assumption-type game, but we have seen this game over and over and over by Assumption. So Wauzeka's going to have to come out and figure out what is their style of play that they want to exert in the second half. How are they going to be able to slow down the inside presence of Assumption, and how are they going to be able to score easier?
Yep. And what we've seen from Emily Bone, she played phenomenal on Thursday, playing pretty well here in the first half, but staying out of foul trouble. That's been her Achilles heel all year long, fouling out of games. And, I mean, 1 foul in the first half, and just being able to play smart. Ionara had 2 fouls, Kristen Casey with 2 fouls. But for the Royals to have Emily Bones stay out of foul trouble is going to be key the last 18 minutes of this ballgame.
Yeah, another interesting thing, too, in the first half, both teams went on one big run, right? Assumption's run came right out of the gate. Wauzeka's came a little bit after that, and neither coach called a timeout. These coaches are well familiar with their team. If a team gets down by 6, 8, or 10, it's not that big of a deal, right? So Wauzeka's down by 10. It seems like a lot, but there's been times that Wauzeka has been down by 10 this year. So I would say for those watching at home, don't fret, right? There's a lot of basketball to be played here, but the first 5 minutes is going to be really important.
Wauzeka Steuben has made it close. Regional final loss in 2019 to Rivers Ridge, 47-34. 2020 last year, sectional semifinal loss to River Ridge as well, 62-37. That was the closest they have ever gotten to a sectional final. Last year's loss to River Ridge.
Yeah, River Ridge was all seniors last year, and that was a fantastic program the last couple of years. Made it down to state. So, yeah, a lot of this is about timing, right? Assumption had that Newman block for a while, right? and Wauzeka had that River Ridge block for a while, and it's all about programs going up and down. This is Wauzeka's time. This is the window.
Yep, absolutely. We're gonna hear from our friends over in the Catholic schools system, and we'll be right back to Wauzeka Steuben after this.
Witness the difference of a Catholic education at Assumption, Columbus, Newman, and Pacelli Catholic schools. Built on family values and reinforced by faith, our schools foster academic excellence and prepare students for lifelong success. Smaller class sizes, individualized support, and diverse opportunities provides for a well-rounded education. Schedule a tour and find out if you qualify for financial assistance or free tuition with Wisconsin Parental Choice. Visit us today at Assumption, Columbus, Newman, and Pacelli Catholic Schools.
All right, welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben. The Hornets start with the basketball, starting 5 for the Royals, starting 5 for Coach McCulloch and the Wauzeka Steuben Hornets. 18 minutes to decide it. Hornets working from right to left. Olsen with it, and an early jump ball and a turnover right back to the Royals 7 seconds into the half. Aquinas, is that a halftime score?
Yeah.
50-35. Aquinas over St. Croix Falls. Emily Bone to Sammy Nelson over to Ionara. Ionara needs a big second half for the Royals. Assumption up 10 over to Sammy Nelson, looking down to Emily Bone and poked out of bounds, staying with the Royals. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate everyone in attendance here, especially from Wisconsin Rapids, making the trip all the way down to Wauzeka Steuben. Beautiful drive down here. It's quite the hike, but Royals taking full advantage. Three-pointer off the mark, and it's going to be out of bounds. Back to the Hornets. 17:23 to go. Royals on top.
Good to see the student section come all the way down here.
Yeah. Jada Ralph with it, nearly poked away. It is poked away by Kristen Casey. She corrals it, can't finish, and Maddie Richmond will punch it out of bounds. They'll stay with the Royals.
Yeah, got to go up with confidence.
Kristen didn't play a whole lot in that first half. Foul trouble. And riding down here with the girls very confident. First one off the mark. She's going to get pounded. Lay it in. Emily Bone. Another fantastic offensive rebound. And she'll go to line for +1. 36-24. And that is foul number 4 on Maddie Richmond. Or excuse me, foul number 3, not 4. 24-3. Yeah.
Numbers.
Yeah, numbers aren't my forte. That's why we got Coach Klein, right? Coach Klein's the math guy. Royals up 12. A lot of contact, and Kristen Casey stepped on Jada Ralph. She comes up hobbling a little bit. She'll pick up her 3rd foul, and Izzy Youngworth will check in for Kristen Casey. Come over here to sideline, see trainer Josh, make sure Kristen's all right. Skips it all the way over to Mindham. Down to Olsen. Olsen back over to Mindham on the left side. Swings it over to Jada Ralph. Ralph over to Richmond. Line drive pass to Mackenzie Olsen. Back over to Richmond. Maddie did a fantastic job repositioning herself after she made the pass. Sammy Nelson with it, dribbling it up over to Ionara. Ionara gets bodied, foul on the floor, and she will team foul number 2 on Wauzeka Steuben with 16:39 to go.
No NBA continuation on that.
Steve Maves, Dan Ross, Kevin Bargander, Jason Zaleski, Vinny Villarreal here from Wauzeka Steuben. Foul on Mackenzie Olsen. That'll be her second.
Not sure how easy it is to see on film, but Emily is a foot taller than the girls trying to guard her right now.
And Jada Ralph poked it out. Just switching sides for the Royals. 6'4" for they say Mackenzie Olsen's 5'10", but that might be stretching it as well. 3-pointer Ionara sends De Rosas for 3. Ionara with 7. She had a big second half against Independence after a quiet first half. Richmond down to Mindham. And it's going to be another jump ball. Nice hands by Emily Bone, and it'll stay with the Hornets. And a timeout taken by Wauzeka Steuben. 30-second timeout. Back to Wauzeka after this.
At V&H Automotive, you'll get the best price and best selection on all Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Ram, Dodge, and Jeep models guaranteed. At V&H, our friendly staff is always ready, here to serve you. No pressure, no gimmicks, just great deals, great service, and the best vehicles in central Wisconsin. Come see why our customers rate us #1.
V&H Automotive, a short drive from anywhere, or visit us at vhautos.com.
Welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben as the Royals up 15. The ball will be back to the Hornets after the jump ball, as the first jump ball of the half was ripped by Emily Bone, as the Hornets start in a line near the left elbow against this Royals defense. Trying to pass it in. Mackenzie Olson, right hand, can't get it to go. Poked away, up and in.
Wow.
Own basket for Jesse Grundhofer. We'll give it to Gabby Groom with a basket. Jess was looking at the sidelines like, what am I supposed to do? They poked it up and went right in. Ayanara with it, working on Jada Ralph. Ayanara over to Grundhofer, three-pointer too strong, and rebounded by Emily Bone, and that time Emily picks up the foul.
I mean, even on that rebound,
Yep.
Emily was not boxed out, right? And there's some frustration on the Assumption coaching staff right now because she wasn't boxed out and wasn't really over the back. So
And nice play by Emily Bone, throws up to Jesse Grundhofer, intercepted, ball's on the floor, and Gabby Groom comes away with it, up to Mackenzie Olson, up and under, with nothing doing. Right hand, left short, rebounded by Emily Bone, and Emily hands it off to Ayanara. 39-26, 15:30 to go.
I think if you're Wauzeka, you have to take it at Emily right now, and you have to try to do what you can to get some fouls on her to get her off the floor.
Sensei Rosas on the left wing, down to Emily Bone. Bone in the lane, right hand, got it. Emily Bone for two, she's got 14, having another fantastic ball game here tonight. She had 22 against Independence on Thursday. Ayanara with 2 fouls, just crossing the timeline. Gabby Groom, Mackenzie Olson, and again, that's all you can do if you're Emily Bone. Put your hands up and let them come at you. 15-point lead for the Royals. Wauzeka Steuben wanting the foul, but none to be had. Ayanara bodied against Mindom, and Ayanara's going to draw the foul. 14:47 to go. Kayla Kirkman, Kendall Dillman check in. And Kristen Casey and Malia Colo checking in as well.
So Coach Klein is giving a lot of the starters a rest here. I would not be surprised if Richmond comes right back in here. I think if Wauzeka is going to make a run, it's going to have to be now.
Maybe Richmond, is not on the floor for the Hornets. Youngworth with it on the left side. Swings around to Kristen Casey. Give the starters one last rest before a final stretch. Dillman with it on the right side, over to Kristen Casey. Kristen over to Izzy Youngworth. Youngworth over to Casey. Kristen's got a dribbles out of it. Hands it off to Kendall Dillman. Dillman over to Youngworth on the left side, 14:15 to go. Youngworth over to Kirkman. Kirkman punches the gap down to Colo. Good pass, and she's going to get fouled. Great job by the junior, Kayla Kirkman, and Malia Colo cutting to the basket. Again, just the growth from Kayla Kirkman this year has been unmatched. Fantastic year, fantastic 2021 for Kayla Kirkman and the Royals. Malia Colo's first free throw is up, and it is good. Assumption coming into it has won 10 of 12 in 2021, 11 of 14 overall to get to this point. Second one for Colo is good. 43-26. Good pass up for the Hornets, and Izzy Youngworth comes away with the steal. Kayla Kirkman with it now. 14 minutes to go. Kirkman up to Kristen Casey. 43-26. Casey with it. Over to Kayla Kirkman. Kirkman got it tipped by Groom and kicked, but with the backspin that it had, went right into the hands of Kayla Kirkman.
It was right in the shooting pocket.
Yeah. Perfect pass. 43-26. Over to Kayla Kirkman on the left side. Kirkman over to Youngworth, down to Colo. A short corner, back over to Kirkman. Right side, Kendall Dillman. Kirkman, Casey, Youngworth. Just good ball movement here for the Royals, looking for that one open lane, one open shot. Kirkman left baseline. Over to Kristen Casey, kicks it out to Kendall Dillman. She goes right baseline, back out to Youngworth. Ralph tried to read it, steps through. Kristen Casey can't get it to go, poked out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Hornets. 43-26, 13-15 to go.
Yep, this is the Assumption small team, so real aggressive full court pressure coming here for the Royals.
Well, that's what you mentioned on Thursday as well. When they go small, and Izzy Youngworth able to dive in, and she got pushed. And the foul will come on Wauzeka Steuben, but that hustle by Izzy Youngworth, again, you said it on Thursday when Independence was struggling with ball handling. They go small and they force those turnovers, and 3 Royals check back in. Grundhofer, Bone, and Sens de Rosas for the Royals. They need one more out, and Dillman checks out. 13:07 to go. Youngworth with it on the right side against Emily Bone, and Emily Bone will go to the line. Assumption in bonus already. We're not even 5 minutes into the second half. The Royals need to hit big free throws here down the stretch. That's where they struggled early on in the year. That's had a chance to beat Auburndale in their second game of the year. And Youngworth chases it down, and it's going to be out of bounds to Wauzeka Steuben. They couldn't finish against Phillips, and had a couple of games down to the wire that they were unable to close out, missing big free throws.
Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Good defense there by Kirkman. Over to Groom. 43-26, 12:45 to go. Kristen Casey getting ready to check in. Jada Ralph kicks it back to the top to Udehoven for the Hornets, and another turnover. Steal taken by Ayanara. Sens de Rosas all the way into the lane. She steps through, got held on the arm, and she'll go to line for 2. Again, so concentrated on Emily Bone at the top of the key, where she's hit 1 3-pointer all year and do not stop the ball. Full timeout. Back to Wauzeka Steuben right after this.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
When you want to win, you look for an expert. When you want an expert to look after your vehicle, you do the same. Sherrill Tire and Service Center will treat you with respect and remove the stress and anxiety of having your vehicle serviced or repaired. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you understand what you need.
Sherrill Tire and Service. Get your car done right.
Welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in. Great crowd here in Wauzeka. Great crowd watching online as well. Winner heading to state in lacrosse on Thursday. INR to the line for 2. And 3 Lakes. Athens later on. First one is good for INR. Prairie Farm and McDonald Central, I believe, as well. 4 o'clock start, I think.
That'll be a great game.
Prairie Farm and McDonald. Prairie Farm with a I think I was looking, maybe it was 3 Lakes, but maybe Prairie Farm has 4 girls averaging double digits for points.
It could be both.
Nice pass, or nice defense there for the Royals. Right side, swings around to the right corner. Again, Wauzeka Steuben being a little out of control the last couple of possessions.
Nothing easy today.
No. Again, no Maddie Richmond in the game for the Hornets. She's got 3 fouls and tipped away by Grundhofer, getting all the way into Ralph, kicks it back out to the right wing. Back over to Groom, 3-pointer, can't get it to go. Nice offensive rebound. Emily Bowen just over the top, and she pivots. And Gabby Groom looking for the travel, and Ayanara with it on the right baseline. Kristen Casey smartly not forcing it to Jesse Grundhofer. Ayanara under 11 and a half to go. Pull-up jumper for San Rosas. 47-26, largest lead for the Royals, 21. Only giving up 2 points and an offensive foul on Riley Groom. Royals have only given up 2 points here in the second half. 13-2 here in the second half in favor of Assumption. Sammy Nelson checks back in. Richmond checks back in for Wauzeka Steuben, as well as Alexis Wilepski. 11:18 to go. Again, Auburndale, if you're a Merriwood South fan, Auburndale was up by 1. 3-pointer sent to Rosas off the mark. Offensive rebound smartly by Emily Bowen. The rebound was nicely taken by the Hornets' Regan Kramer and just let her have it. Richmond has it on the right side over to Ralph. And that one's nearly thrown away. And Sam Nelson with the steal with the right-handed layup and in. Sammy Nelson with 8. Couple of big 3-pointers for Sammy Nelson in that first half. Nearly tipped and another turnover. And Ayanara dribbled off of her foot, able to come away with it, and 84 feet from the basket. And Kramer she's got 4 fouls. So 2 Hornets with 4 fouls. That's Riley Groom and Regan Kramer. And Ayanara will go back to the line for the Royals. Double bonus the rest of the way. 10.5 minutes left in this game. First one for San Rosas rims out. Mindham and Olsen check back in.
Steve, they've had no trouble blowing the whistle.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I mean, it's first half. Both teams were in double bonus. Again, it's not like it's been a overly clean game for either team. But if there are fouls, obviously they're going to call them. Royals have only given up 2 points here in the half. What a pass down low, right hand up and in. Even get you a number there. I believe that was Groom. No, that was Wilepski.
No, did a really good job keeping the ball away from Bowen from behind.
Grundhofer to San Rosas. 50-28. Ayanara over to Kristen Casey. Emily Bowen on the right wing, right baseline. Into Grundhofer, gets double teamed. Kristen Casey over to Sammy Nelson. Nelson down to Bowen. Bowen gets double teamed over to Grundhofer. Just for 3 right side, just a bit strong and fought for and out of bounds. It will go to Wauzeka Steuben. Officials looking at each other in disbelief of the student section right by the play. Yeah. Grundhofer checks out. 9.
The Panda in the front row definitely had the best look at it, and he had his hands on his head.
That one's thrown away. Youngworth with the steal up to Ayanara. San Rosas, left hand up and in. Turnovers, steals have been the corner spot for the Royals here in the playoffs, and has been the story of the game here in the second half so far. Again, Ayanara picking up those 2 early fouls, but has been quiet since on the foul end. 3-pointer right side, left short. Kristen Casey comes away with the rebound. Again, Wauzeka Steuben just hasn't been able to set up anything offensively. Assumption with good pressure, but again, Assumption's defense just too much here so far.
we talked a little bit about exerting will.
Yep.
And the second half has been just a stamp of what Assumption does to teams, especially in the last 2-3 weeks.
Emily Bone with it, nearly threw it away. Youngworth muscles her way and takes halfway through the second half, 52-28. Assumption on top. Winner heads to lacrosse next Thursday. State tournament. Down low to Sammy Nelson. Great pass, and Nelson lays it in. High-low action. You've talked about it so much the last couple of games. And that time, Emily Bone down to the 5'3" senior Sammy Nelson. And going to be foul on Izzy Youngworth for the Royals. And Mackenzie Olsen will go to the line for 2. And they'll give it to Emily Bone on the foul. That'll be her third, team's third. 8:21 to go. Mackenzie Olsen looking for her first points. First one is good. Again, don't forget, tonight we've got Columbus Catholic and Port Edwards. Paul Knopf on the call of that one. And then Larry Hazer and company over in Neelsville for the regional final for Neelsville and Stratford. Second one off the mark. Malia Colo didn't box out, tipped away, and it'll stay with Wauzeka Suman. That's a tough one with the angle that the ball came off the rim as well.
Yeah, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if the ball comes off at a weird angle, you put your hands up, and sometimes it just goes out of bounds.
Gabby Groom to inbound off the back of Malia Colo, and then a foul on Gabby Groom, and Sammy Nelson will go to the line for free throws.
So interesting in that inbound play. That is a play that the Assumption staff had drawn up, and they picked it up off of film and knew that that was coming.
And that was a long pass. I mean, a long pass by Groom to try and knock it off of Malia's back. Second one, her first one is off the mark. Not a good-looking free throw by Sammy Nelson on that shot. Second one for Sammy is left short and knocks it down, and Coach Klein will take a full timeout. We'll be back to Wauzeka right after this.
Experience choice at Mid-State Technical College. Experience your choice to learn with small, in-person classes, online classes, and innovative technology classes. Your choice of school to career or career to career support. Your choice to get started here and transfer as a junior to all UW colleges or with an associate degree in one of our 60 in-demand programs. Experience choice at Mid-State Technical College. Get started at mstc.edu.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben. Royals up 55-29 over the Hornets. Any score updates for us, Dan?
Yep, Blackhawk leads Albany 47-32. Blackhawk on their way to their 4th consecutive state appearance.
And 75 in a row.
75 in a row. And we, depending on what happens with the Three Lakes Athens game, we might have an Assumption Blackhawk matchup Thursday morning.
Again, 9:05, 11:35, I believe, and then the championship game would take place later that night. And Maddie Richmond for 3. Her first points here in the second half. She's got 14, averages 20 for the Hornets. Kristen Casey with it, over to Ionara on the right side. Ionara, clean lane line, picked up her dribble over to Sammy Nelson. Again, if you're Sammy, just hold on to the ball until they come at you. Nelson with it. 3 coming in for the Royals. Ionara lost control of the ball. Passes it up to Gabby Groom. Smart is. Left hand, and we'll go to the line for 2. Again, that's one you don't want to force a and one. And Gabby Groom will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Aquinas 72, St. Croix Falls 45. So Aquinas on their way back to state.
50 to 35 score is usually a final in some of these games. That was the score at halftime over in lacrosse.
For some of our viewers up north, Fall Creek leads Phillips by 8 with 5 minutes left.
Fall Creek knocking off Edgar on Thursday. The Wildcats had a nice season. Of course, McKenna Gooden doing McKenna Gooden things. All-time leading scorer in boys and girls basketball over in Edgar. Drew, 1,000-point scorer, Drew Gooden, as well as Kyle Brewster and Emily Bowen. Gabby Groom lays it in on the turnover and a timeout. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Keep it right here. Hear from our friends. Hear from our friends over at Spectrum Benefits. Spectrum Benefit Solutions with offices in Wausau, Stevens Point, Wisconsin Rapids, Medford, and now in Spencer. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started today. Awards and More is your one-stop location for awards, plaques, trophies, embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products. Awards and More is also the proud sponsor of the Zaleski Sports Athlete of the Month. Visit Awards and More on Facebook to begin your next trophy order today. Appreciate all the work that Van does over at Awards and More. He had I think they had a picture up on Facebook that he did a fantasy football trophy, and it was massive. Looks really nice. Van doing all of our Player of the Month awards. McKenna Gooden, January Player of the Month for Zaleski Sports. 55-34. Kristen Casey with it. Kristen taking it all the way, throws it up there, and rebound taken there by Riley Groom. Get still a lot of time left, 6:40 to go, and Emily Bone will pick up her 4th foul. And Maddie Richmond will go to the line for 2 free throws. 6:39 to go. Can't be complicit if you're Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. 6:39 to go. Bone picks up foul number 4. First one for Richmond is good. Assumption coming in at 53 points a game, giving up 41. 59. And Bowen gives up the rebound. Kayla Kirkman comes away with a steal, and she's going to get fouled. And Riley Groom will foul out of the basketball game for Wauzeka Steuben, one of their seniors. One of their 8 seniors for Coach McCulloch. And Riley Groom will exit stage left for Wauzeka Steuben. And Regan Kramer will check in, who also has 4 fouls.
And Wauzeka only suits 10.
Yeah.
Right, so they're losing 8 of them. It's so tough with some Division 5 schools, especially with schools that have such low enrollments that the entire program is 15 girls, maybe, right?
Yeah, 87 in the high school, 87 total in the enrollment here at Wauzeka Steuben. Kirkman goes 1 for 2 from the line.
So you graduate 8, and it depletes the program.
Yeah. Right side of Richmond. Floater can't get it to go. That one's going to be poked away and out of bounds back to Assumption. And Amelia Walls, Lizzie Udaholven, Gabby Groom, Peyton Mindam, Alexis Wilepski, Morgan Herda, Regan Kramer, and Riley Groom, the seniors for Wauzeka Steuben. 6:23 to go for the ball game here in the second half. INR getting tripped up, trying to draw that foul on Gabby Groom with 6:15 to go.
Yeah, INR are pretty lucky to not get called up for the offensive foul.
And that one's going to be stolen away. And Richmond right hand up and in, counted, and the foul. Maddie Richmond to the line for +1, and Kristen Casey picks up foul number 4 for the sophomore. 6:06 to go here in the ball game. The and one is off the mark, and an offense rebound by Maddie Richmond. Floater off the mark. Grundhofer with the rebound. Ionara with it for the Royals, working left to right. 19-point lead for Assumption. All the way in. She throws it up there and somehow gets it to go. Ionara for 2 more. She's had a phenomenal second half again. Down low pass and intercepted by Jessie Grundhofer. 5:40 to go. Again, don't forget, stick around for our, what we assume to be a lengthy Valley Communities Credit Union post-game show. Kristen Casey with it on the right side. Again, if Assumption's able to hold on, we'll obviously be able to talk to Coach Klein. We'll talk to the Assumption seniors. Jessie Grundhofer left hand, got it to go! Jessie Grundhofer for 2. Her first points here in the second half. Jada Ralph with it. Ralph on the right side, 60-37, and Kayla Kirkman will pick up the foul, and Jada Ralph will go to line for bonus free throws. Kirkman picking up foul number 2. Under 2 minutes to go in Bangor as the Cardinals. Bangor Cardinals up on the Auberdale Eagles by 9 with under 2 minutes left, and another offense rebound on a free throw and out of bounds on the save attempt, and it's back to Assumption. Ionara with it, working on Gabby Groom. Groom is going to, Coach Klein will take a full timeout. We'll do the same. Back to Assumption, back to Wauzeka Steuben right after this.
Jason Zaleski here to tell you that Hewitt's Meat has you covered with simple, easy, and free home delivery. Residents of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin get free, that's right, free delivery on every order from Hewitt'sMeats.com. Choose from bratwurst, wieners, bacon, jerky, sausage, cheeses, ham, snack sticks, gift boxes, and even the popular grillers. With over 50 flavors of bratwurst, Hewitt's Meat with free delivery will please your entire family. Visit the store in Tomahawk, Marshfield, or Hewitt's Meat on Facebook today.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,000. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Your local Kubota dealer is Chili Implement, located 1 mile north of Highway 10 in Chili.
Coach Klein taking another timeout to talk over with his girls here. 60-37, 4:53 to go in the ball game against Team Ames, alongside Dan Ross, Kevin Bargander, Jason Zaleski, and Vinny Villarreal from Wauzeka Steuben. The Royals with a trip to state on their mind. Ionara with it on the right side, looking down low to Emily Bone. San Rosas lost control. Over to Kayla Kirkman. Kirkman over to Bone on the right side. Again, Wauzeka Steuben's first ever sectional final. And Grundhofer will go to the line for 2. Assumption looking to get back to state for the first time since their 4-year run ended in 2016. Every year, 2013 to 2016, they played Barneveld every year down there, splitting with Barneveld. 2013 and 2016, the Royals getting their championship. Runners up in 14 and 15. 0 for 2 from the line for Jessie Grundhofer, and Richmond comes away with the rebound. Of course, running into those pesky Cardinals from Newman a number of years. That one can't go. Bowen comes away with the rebound and pokes it up to Ionara. 3 on Emily Bowen on that rebound. San Rosas steps through, left hand up, and can't get it to go, but she'll go to line for 2. Again, Assumption, you might see a discrepancy, I guess not anymore on the fouls, but Assumption just being so aggressive, as that's Regan Kramer checks out for Wauzeka Steuben. She's got 5 fouls. another senior for the Hornets. Sammy Nelson checks in for Kayla Kirkman. 4:16 to go. Second DQ for Wauzeka Steuben. INR to the line for 2 free throws.
Talk about those pesky Cardinals teams. Well-coached teams.
Yeah.
For sure.
Very well coached. Assumption lost to Wild Rose a couple years ago. 2 years in a row with Newman. And then last year to Wild Rose as well. Newman picking up their first win of the year this year in the postseason. Macy Zerflu having those girls playing really, really well at the end of the year. Three-pointer, Richmond left side, couldn't get it to go, and Emily Bone with another rebound ripped out of her hands. And back to the Hornets, under 4 minutes to go. Jada Ralph winds up a three, and nice offensive rebound there by Gabby Groom. Can't get that one to go, still poked around, and Ayanara comes away with the rebound. Sammy Nelson.
You got her in the face.
Yeah. Nelson with it on the right side, 3:35 to go. I think the bus ride home for the Assumption Royals is going to be a little more joyous here after this game as Emily Bone throws it into the hands of Gabby Groom. Groom spins and hands it off to Richmond, and Ayanara with a foul on Maddie Richmond. Richmond to the line for 2 free throws.
Notre Dame 70, Freedom 38.
Jeez.
Notre Dame is a powerhouse this year.
I was going to say, I saw a couple of highlights from Notre Dame's game, I think last night, or Thursday night. They were very, very good.
Last check, Blackhawk had a 21-point lead with 2 minutes left. For the fans on this side of the state, Onalaska 41, Rice Lake 29.
As Olsen will go to the line for 2 more free throws. The foul will go on Jesse Grundhofer. Again, Emily's got 3 or 4 fouls. They haven't been in dire times of the game. Jesse just picked up her first. I mean, just an outstanding job for the Royals here tonight.
Yeah, and for Wauzeka, they don't see a team like Assumption during the season, right? Unless you're playing up Division III, Division IV, and you're getting the in-your-face defensive intensity, it's really hard to simulate that in practice.
And that was one loss they had earlier this year to a Richland center team that didn't win a lot of games, but playing up, probably one of their only games that was played at a division a little bit higher than what Wauzeka Steuben is at. Winning the Ridge and Valley Conference this year over Kickapoo. They lost a game to Kickapoo this year, and Jesse Grundhofer is going to get fouled and will go back to line for some more free throws. This is what's going to be quite the job for bookkeepers afterwards, is adding up all these free throws for the Royals. As 5 in, 5 out. We'll listen to the round of applause, the ovation. Emily Bone, Sammy Nelson, Kristen Casey, and Ayanara Sanz de Rosas check out for the Royals, and they will extend their season 1 more game. Just make that one? First one?
Yeah.
Okay. And Grundhofer did not want to leave the court as Malia Colo gets that one poked out, misses the free throw. 62-39, under 3 minutes to go. Line drive pass. We'll get all the substitutions in here for the Royals in just a moment. Three-pointer top of the key, knocks it down. Three-pointer for Gabby Groom. She's had a nice game here tonight for the Hornets. 20-point game, 2:30 to go. 67-55. Bangor heading back to state. And that's going to be a foul on Maddie Richmond. It's either 4 or 5 on Maddie.
Looks like 4.
4 on Maddie Richmond. Jesse Grundhofer will check out after the free throw. Izzy Youngworth to the line for 2 free throws. His first one is good, and Kendall Dillman will check out. Jesse Grundhofer get a big hug from everybody on the sidelines. So Malia Colo, Maria Hartley, Izzy Youngworth, Kayla Kirkman, and Kendall Dillman the 5 on the floor for the Royals. Offense, or the shot missed. Richmond with it. Richmond swings it around to the far side, man-to-man for the Royals the rest of the way. 2:05 to go. Maddie Richmond steps all the way up and will draw the foul, and that was a continuation on that one. Either way, it would have been a double bonus, and Richmond will go to the line.
Yeah, really interesting. When teams across the state play each other, you really take a look at who they've played throughout the season, and the conferences are just different, right? Assumption plays in a Division III, Division IV, mostly conference. So 10 games a year, you're getting teams that are just a step higher than you. And if your conference doesn't have that, you're at a disadvantage sometimes, especially when it comes down to tournament time like this.
Assumption, I mean, they had the Merriwood Conference today had an opportunity to have 3 teams make the state tournament with, was it with Phillips? I guess 4. I mean, Phillips, Athens is Merriwood,
yep.
Auburndale, and Assumption.
Yep.
Auburndale lost. Phillips was down 8, and Athens and 3 Lake later on tonight. Leocola with it, got it poked away. Ball's on the floor, and Richmond's going to come away with it. Line drive pass, swings it back around to Jada Ralph, 3-pointer left short. Kayla Kirkman comes away with the rebound. She's tiptoes along the sidelines. Ball's on the floor, traveled with it on her back, and it'll be back to the Royals. 80 seconds to go.
I know there's going to be some questions about who Assumption's going to play in the next round. Did a lot of analysis on it. Obviously, Blackhawk is going to be the #1 seed. The #2 seed is likely to be the winner of Prairie Farm and McDonald.
Yep, McDonald Central.
So if you're an Assumption fan, you are cheering for Athens at 4 o'clock today. I believe that if Athens wins, Assumption is going to get that 3 seed and play for a ball. If 3 Lakes wins, most likely Assumption will be that 4 seed and have the chance to knock off the Giants.
Again, all that information obviously will be released soon. I mean,
tomorrow about noon, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Kendall Dillman will check out. Maria Hartley heading to the bench as the senior gets a hug and will head to the state tournament with the Assumption Royals. 1 minute to go here in this sectional final. It's been a doozy. Royals out in control from the start, and they got an early lead and have not looked past since. 50 seconds to go. Sadie Donahue, Casey Schultz, Morgan Reichel, Kendall Dillman, and Malia Colo on the floor for the Assumption Royals. Again, we'll one more time go through the Wauzeka Steuben seniors. Amelia Walls, #5, into the game right now. Lindsay Udaholven, Gabby Groom, Peyton Mindam, Alexis Wilepski, Morgan Herta, Regan Kramer, and Riley Groom with 20 seconds to go. Malia Colo with the exclamation mark here this afternoon. Anytime you talk to Coach Klein, again, the three games they had leading up to this, INR had a big game, Jesse Grundhofer had a big game, and Morgan Reichel an offensive rebound. Morgan will go to line for 2. INR had a big game against Greenwood. Jesse had a big game against Loyal, and Emily had a big game against Independence. All 3 of them, INR with 17 today. Jesse Grundhofer with 14 today. Emily Bone with 14 today for the Assumption Royals in their win here today. Sammy Nelson finishing up with 11. Kayla Kirkman with 3. Morgan Reichel left short. 15 seconds to go. And the Assumption Royals, after quite the year they've had, 2 quarantines and a winning record here in 2021, will head to the 2021 Girls State Championship with a 65-44 win, and the Royals are heading to lacrosse for a state championship tournament next week.
Yep, we will have a medal ceremony. Both teams will receive medals. And then we will have the sectional plaque presentation, followed by the cutting down of the nets. A tradition unlike any other.
1920. All right, we'll keep it here. All right, we'll hear from VCCU and come back to Wauzeka Steuben after this.
Want free? Really free rewards checking? We got that. Need a mortgage? Fast and local, which we actually keep?
We've got that.
Want debit card control at your fingertips? Turn it on or off from your smartphone.
How about real-time transaction notifications too?
We got that.
At Valley Communities Credit Union, we've got that, and you can get it too. Call or visit any of our 5 locations to talk with a VCCU team member today.
One, two, three, four.
I know we've had some outstanding managers on this team that have worked very, very hard every single game. Our 2 managers here, Brooke Mitchell and Macy Mitchell. And our coaching staff here, assistant coach Jolene Mitchell. Assistant coach Jason Herda. Head coach Ben McCullough. Congratulations, girls, on an outstanding, historic season this year. I apologize in advance, assumption I'm gonna butcher some of these names. But congratulations so much on sectional championship. Number 10, Izzy Youngworth. Number 12, Maria Hartley. Number 14, Sam Nelson. Number 20, Kendall Schmidt. Number 22, Kayla Kirkman. Number 24, Kristen Casey. Number 30, Ayanara Martin. Number 32, Jesse Grunhofer. Number 34, Cindy Donahue. Number 40, Malia Colo. Number 42, Kendall Dillman. Number 50, Casey Schultz. Number 52, Morgan Reichel. Number 54, Emily Bone. Number 55, Kate Eisen. And the coaching staff for the Assumption Royals, Paul Jagunski. Excuse me. Josh House. And we will present the sectional championship plaque to head coach Ryan Klein. We will provide Assumption the opportunity to take pictures with the plaque and have a post-game celebration on this end of the court. We ask that you please respect Wauzeka students, fans, community here, and let's try to stick to this side of the gym, please, for spectators that are interested in stepping over here to take pictures for a post-game celebration. Congratulations again to both teams. Phenomenal seasons. Best of luck to Assumption in the state tournament.
Him right away. We can talk to Jags. Yeah. Hey, Jags, you want to talk? I don't like this. Good, all right. Welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben as the Assumption Royals heading to state for the first time since 2016 as they knock off the Hornets here this afternoon, 65-44. It was a doozy. Assumption jumped out to a quick early lead and did not look back. Wauzeka Steuben made a run against the Royals and then able to have a 10-point lead at halftime and stretch that out, only giving up 20 points in that second half to the Hornets here. Royals heading back to state in lacrosse. Again, awaiting the game, Athens and Three Lakes later on this afternoon. We've got Phillips was trailing, Blackhawk dominated, and Blackhawk doing Blackhawk things. And the Aquinas was up big. Auburndale had lost today, and so now just awaiting Coach Klein. We'll talk to Coach Klein, our four seniors, and the starters for the Assumption Royals as well. We'll take a quick break, come back to Wauzeka right after this.
Want free? Really free rewards checking? We got that. Need a mortgage? Fast and local, which we actually keep?
We've got that.
Want debit card control at your fingertips? Turn it on or off from your smartphone.
How about real-time transaction notifications too?
We got that.
At Valley Communities Credit Union, we've got that, and you can get it too. Call or visit any of our 5 locations to talk with a VCCU team member today.
Wasn't showing up. Yeah! What a dude, yeah, guys. All right, you ready? Yeah. All right. Just right here. All right. Welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben. Assumption Royals heading to state for the first time since 2016. Coach, you knew, obviously, coming off the bus, you didn't know how the girls would react after that long trip. Just talk about how proud you are of these girls.
Well, I just got done telling them. I mean, that's exactly it. I see these girls a lot, and as they're reading off the names, No, not everyone gets to see how much each one of these girls contributes to what you see and the finished product. And there's a lot of people behind the scenes too. So very proud of the girls. They earned it. I mean, they played a good basketball game, and I tell you, we got a little bit of improvement to do still. And you know, if we can keep working here, hopefully by next Thursday, we've got her fine-tuned.
You talked about your three scorers, Ionara, Jess, and Emily scoring big in the first 3 games of the playoffs, and then all 3 of them in double digits tonight, and Sammy Nelson. Just talk about how all of them came together to get the win tonight.
You know, I was thinking about that before the game. I don't get a chance to like really know what the hell the stats are while I'm coaching. So what did they end up with?
Ionara had 17, Jesse and Emily had 14, and Sammy had 11. So
beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, before the game, I was thinking about that. Like, you know, well, who's going to show up today? Man, it'd be nice if they all did. So they all contributed. Yeah, it's a great team win. So
perfect. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you guys for coming. Hey,
yeah.
Right, I know there's a lot of people back home that get to watch this game because of you guys and all the sponsors. So thank you.
All right, if you want to just start sending over seniors, that'd be great.
Senior citizens? There's a couple of those here.
We await. Okay. Ryan, I'll just find them and then we'll go one by one. You don't need to send them over. Okay. We're gonna. I probably better put this thing on.
Testing. We're good? Okay. Some other scores. Onalaska going to state, going into Rice Lake.
Oh, man.
Onalaska going into Rice Lake, winning 65-33. Notre Dame, 70. Freedom, 38. Aquinas, 84. St. Croix Falls, 58. Bangor, 67. Auburndale, 55. Assumption here, 65-44 winners over Wauzeka Steuben. And Blackhawk, 55, Albany 39. Those are the 1 o'clock games that are now completed. So 7 teams have punched their ticket to state, and we're going to kick it back to Steve, who looks like he has the Assumption seniors.
On the left. All right, welcome back to Wauzeka Steuben as the Assumption Royals knock off the Wauzeka Steuben Hornets, heading to state for the first time since 2016. Here with the 4 seniors, we'll start with Sammy Nelson. Sam, a couple big 3-pointers in that first half, finished with 11. Just talk about your performance tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was important for me to go out there and play hard and contribute to the team, and I think I did that. Yeah.
Maria, heading to state, obviously a crazy year, 2 quarantines, fighting through all that, a fantastic 2021 year for you girls. Just talk about how good it feels to know that you're a part of this group going to state.
It feels amazing, especially since we haven't done it in years. It's glad to get back out there and be able to be part of a team together. Yeah.
Jess, big game again tonight for you and Emily, Sam, Maria, everybody. Just talk about the performance you girls had tonight. 14, I think you had, and just talk about knocking off Wauzeka tonight.
Well, we knew it was going to be a battle when we came into it, so we really focused up before the game and again at halftime. And I mean, we all wanted this more than anything. I mean, it's a high school basketball player's dream to go to state, so I'm just so happy and grateful and blessed to be here.
Back-to-back great games for you, Emily, and just talk about. I talked to Coach a little bit about it. Not having cold feet coming off of the bus. 3-hour trip coming down here, being able to get off to such a hot start like you guys did. How important was that to get the win, to get off to a hot start to get the win?
It was really important. The last game we kind of came out like slow and we were down like 10 or something, so we started off fast and that really.
Perfect. All right. Are we done? All right. Girls going to state. Congratulations. Okay. Hey.
Wait, what are we going to say?
We're such
girls basketball. No, we are the Royals.
Okay.
Royals?
We're Royals.
Yeah. Jason on the far left.
We're saying we're the Royals?
Yeah. The Royals.
Okay.
We are the Royals and we're in the house!
Thanks, girls. Congratulations. All right. Are we All right. All right.
That was quite scary. The senior Assumption girls yelling to everybody watching at home. Some stats. Final point totals. First for the Wauzeka Hornets. 20 for Maddie Richmond. 15 for Gabby Groom. 4 points for Jada Ralph. 2 points apiece for Alexis Wolepski. And 2 points for Mackenzie Olson. 1 point for Lizzie Udelhoven. For the Assumption Royals, who shot 40 free throws this afternoon, able to make 23 of them, but 40 free throws in a game. If you're able to shoot 40 free throws, you are going to likely win that high school basketball game. And that's exactly what happened tonight. 17 points for Ayanara, 14 apiece for Jesse Grundhofer and for Emily Bone, 11 points for Sam Nelson, 4 points for Colo, and 1 point apiece for Kendall Dillman and Izzy Youngworth. This was a game that was close at about the 12-minute to go mark in the first half. Assumption grew that lead to about 10. We talked about how important the first 5 minutes of the second half was going to be, and Assumption jumped out to the 15, 17-point lead, grew to 20, and that's where we're at. Steve has Ayanara for a post-game interview.
All right, here with Ayanara. Ayanara, big game obviously tonight, heading to state. Just talk about what it means to you being a part of this program for just a couple of years, coming in and putting your staple on this team and on this game and heading to state.
Well, it means a lot, and we can see like the work is paying off. Really is paying off, and and yeah, yes, we are happy that we are able to be here because of everything going around right now, and I don't know, we are just blessed, and yeah. Yeah,
and just talk a little bit about you had such a big regional. You scored a lot of points in the regionals. A little slow start in the sectional on Thursday. A little slow start here tonight. Just talk about your 2 second halves in the sectionals to help your team propel to state.
Yeah, I feel like I just said, you know what, I need to help my team, and I just need to give everything I have because you never know when it's gonna be the last time. Like if we lose today, I don't know. You know, you never know when you're gonna play next. So I just gave everything I got.
Perfect. Appreciate it, Einar. Thank you. Congratulations. All right, we're gonna send it back up to Dan Ross.
Thanks, Steve. And we see the net being cut down and well deserved. Especially everybody from the seniors. I know that we talked to Sam Nelson and Jesse and Emily and everybody else who have contributed. It's really a top-down approach, right? We have the coaches, you have the seniors, we have managers who are getting their piece of the net, and this is for most this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's a really great moment for the program. It's a really great moment for all the staff and especially the players that are involved. A lot of coaches go 25, 30, 35 years without ever winning a sectional, never making it to the state tournament. So each of these occurrences is a really big deal, and it's really good to see it happen and everybody being so happy. A great turnout by the Assumption fans who drove the 3 hours down to Wauzeka today. It is a beautiful ride, but it's an early morning and it's a lot of driving. And as Steve said, it is really something to ride that bus back 3 hours back home with a sectional plaque in your hands, knowing that you do get to play one more time. Steve is still looking for some players. Obviously, a lot of family, a lot of parents can't be here tonight or today. So a lot of players on cell phones, talking to parents, talking to relatives. Looks like we're ready for Steve. Looks like Steve has Kristen Casey for us.
Good. All right, here with Kristen Casey. Kristen, obviously a big win, going to state, and as a starter, obviously, just talk about the game plan coming in and how good it feels to head to lacrosse next week.
It feels really good. We were obviously planning to keep 24 and watch her wherever she went and try to shut her down. I think we did a pretty good job of it for the most part. It was a little iffy in the first half, but we came out the second half and we started to get it going again.
And obviously, being just a sophomore, I mean, obviously, first year on varsity, just talk about how good it feels to be on a team like this. I rode down with you guys, a lot of camaraderie and just a lot of good chemistry in this team. Just to talk about how good that feels.
Oh, it feels amazing. This team is the best team I've ever played on, and it's just so nice to have a family that supports you wherever you go and whatever you do. And no matter if you get your head down or if you get hurt, they'll always pick you up off the ground.
Thank you, Kristen. Congratulations.
And there is the net coming down as Coach Paltz takes it off the ladder.
Kind of bogarting it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you get all the seniors? Yeah.
Looks like we are still trying to decide who we can talk to. Go talk to Jags.
Yeah, talk to Jags.
Looks like Steve is going to go try to find Paul Jaglinski.
Hey, Danny, this interview could take 45 minutes.
I know.
Yeah, that's the danger here.
Paul Jaglinski, of course, has done some work with Zaleski Sports this year, last year.
We keep him at arm's length.
Yeah, we have to really keep him down. He did color for me at a game earlier this year, and he talked 4 times more than I did. Real good guy. Feel real good for the entire coaching staff who have worked tirelessly over the last couple of weeks, scouting opponents ahead of time. And this has been his dream. He's been wanting to be interviewed for years, and he's finally getting his chance.
All right, here with assistant coach Paul Jaglinski. Coach, just talk about it. I mean, going to state and with these group of girls.
Well, it's a special accomplishment for the girls. I think we were 3-6 at one point this season, and we thought we were going to be this level good, and we struggled at the beginning of the year. We found an identity where we went from trying to speed up the game, playing 10, to slow it down, keep it in front. And then we realized that we could kind of pressure the ball, and it really changed everything. That second half of Rylander was a monster turning point for us in the season. And when we figured it out, it's been a heck of a run. We've played really excellent basketball down the stretch.
I just talked to Kristen a little bit. I rode down the bus with you guys, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of just family feel in this team with the girls, with you coaches. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, being relatively new to Assumption, one of the things that I'm really impressed about is the culture and the family atmosphere. And we really try to preach that with the girls. I'm super proud of the fact that this year we hosted a cancer night. Yep. Thinking about Natalie and one of our players, still wanting to pray for her. I'm super proud of the stamp that the girls have had, the ambassadorship that they have. Obviously with the 7th grader in the program, somebody that they're looking up to. This group has put the program in a really great spot going forward. Couldn't be prouder.
And one step closer, going to lacrosse next week.
Absolutely. We'll go through the seeding meeting tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll get a draw. We'll watch about 72 hours of film, and on Thursday we'll give it our best shot.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, thank you to Zaleski and all the folks for going ahead and the partnership and the coverage this year. Thank you to Dan Ross, Steve on the call, Jason. You guys did a terrific job for us all year long, and for all of our fans watching back home, this is a great honor to see this game absolutely free, which is awesome. So again, thank you guys very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. It's been our pleasure. All right, with that, we're going to sign off from Wauzeka Steuben. Sign off from Wauzeka Steuben. For Dan Ross, Jason Zaleski, and Kevin Bargander, this is C. Maves. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we will talk to you sometime. We'll figure it out. 2 games tonight, Columbus Catholic and Port Edwards, and Neelsville and Stratford. Stick around to Zaleski Sports for all that tonight.